and welcome back. I'm Mary Jo, also known as Sojo, and this is my channel where I talk about all my quilty stitchy things. And this is my weekly update, number 84, and it is October 27th, 2024. And it's been a week, so this is where I just talk about everything I worked on and completed throughout the week. So I finished 2 more quilt tops, I finished the crochet blanket, I finished a couple more of my 9-patch series cross stitch, finished stitching them, and I sewed a few more into pillows. And of course I started on some other things. So let's take a look at everything. So now I didn't get over to the long arm to get anything quilted, but I did finish 2 more quilt tops, one of them being right behind me. Now this is the Lori Holt quilt seeds, the mercantile quilt seeds, and there is 6 of those individual blocks that then I used to put all of them into a quilt top. And we'll just take a look at these. This was Tia Notions, iron and starch, scissors and buttons, and as I'm showing these aren't any particular order. Needle and thread, sewing machine, and pens and pin cushions. Now I did use all Lori Holt's fabric for this, however they're not always the same as what's in here. It's just what I had available. I started out with a layer cake and a charm pack, and then I had other Lori Holt fabric that I would add in as needed. So I put it all into that quilt top, and we'll go in, take a closer look at it in just a second. Let me look at the dimensions of what that final quilt is. That's what I'm looking for. And it is, it says it's 70.5 by 87.5. So I just need to long arm that now. There is a particular pantograph that I found I'd like to use that has spools of threads, needles, bobbins, thimbles on it that I think I'm going to use. There was also another sewing machine pantograph that I used, but the sewing machine was a more modern sewing machine, which that's more of a vintage sewing machine, so I wasn't sure about that. Plus the scissors that was in that particular pantograph I thought would be a little more complicated, but we'll see. And this is the backing. This is Lori's Holt backing that will be put on the back of that quilt. This is 1/08. So let's go in, take a closer look at everything. Okay, so I'm going to work our way up at the top and then work our way down. Now, I will say the border, the side borders and the top and bottom borders are not the same fabric. It's the same color background, but it's not the same fabric just because I didn't have enough. So, yeah, make it work. There we go. Let's see if I can pull the side up and I'll show you what I mean by not being the same. There you go. Yeah, so there's what I use for the top and bottom borders that has the different colors in it. And then there's the side borders. And then that was just in the corners. So it is all done. Okay, so I finished that quilt top this week. Now this will be the binding on that quilt. Now this is a Lori Holt 108. Now I do have a pantograph picked out for it that has like spools of thread and thimbles and needles and that sort of stuff. There was another pantograph that I liked that had like sewing machines on it. However, those sewing machines are more of a modern style sewing machine, which that's a vintage sewing machine. So I wasn't sure that would translate well, so I'm not going to put that on it. But I think I might go with the spools of thread and bobbins and thimbles, those sort of things. Now I also finished another quilt pattern or quilt top this week. This is the Swallows quilt pattern. Now this is from a Sew Sampler box that says February, I think it was the February 2022 box maybe. And this is what it looks like. I'm not going to hang this one up, I'm just going to hold it up. Now this is only 49 by 66.5 it says. go back a little bit. So that is what that looks like. Now, for the binding, I picked out just this plaid. This isn't a woven. Those birds are woven fabrics. This is just a regular cotton, but that's what I'm going to be using for the binding on this. And this is the binding for my Lori Holt quilt back there. It still has the reds that was in the corners, and it's got the greens to help bring it out. Plus, it's blue. So that's what I'm going to use for that. Now, this was just fabric that I'd had left over that I'd figured I'd put on there. So, let me show you what else I worked on. Since I finished that sew sampler project, I had to pull out the next one. And this is the winding quilt pattern. There's what it looks like. And this is featuring the Tiny Beast collection from Tula Pink. So I only have that cut out. I have the first few steps pinned together, but I really haven't started sewing on any yet. I just kind of cut it all out. So I did that. Then I worked on this other sew sampler project, which is, pull it out, this Sail Away quilt pattern. Now this is another small one. It's only 36.5 by 36.5. This is more of a table topper. So I have the quilt top all pinned together. I just have to sew that and then add borders all the way around. And then that will be done. See, and there's all my pins going across there. So I worked on that. I have things flying at me from all the stuff I have on this table. Alright, let me show you what else here. Just folding it back up. I gotta keep everything organized. Otherwise I get confused. Speaking of being organized, my Rediscovering My Stash series that I'm doing, first of all, I'm having a lot of fun rediscovering what I had because, you know, I honestly don't remember everything. So it's been really fun, but I do get a lot of comments about, you know, how organized I am, and I just want to say that I think organization is the key to getting projects done. However, that organization looks different for everybody. How I organize is not how somebody else is going to organize. And then I know there's people that could come into my room and think, oh my gosh, this is a disaster. And maybe it is to them. But just to keep that in mind, you don't have to organize like everybody else organizes. And I think it's good to look at other people's and get ideas. But at the end of the day, you have to do what works for you. And this is just works for me. It doesn't mean that's what everybody should do. But thank you everybody for watching those videos. I'm having a lot of fun making them. I really am. Especially when I'm pulling out the different patterns and things that I see. It's like, huh, I forgot about this. But I worked on a couple other projects. But the funny thing is, I may have forgot about the projects, but I remember when I bought them. Or where I bought them. Okay, so I also worked on this sew sampler project, Buzz. So I have all the 4 patches sewn, and I've started on the wings of all those bees and the bodies. So I'll just show you a couple parts here. So there's the 4 patches. There, all my 4 patches are sewn. And these are where I am at on the wings. These are a bunch of stitch and flips. That stitch didn't want to flip. And then I'm working on this. Have to do some more stitch and flips. For those are the left and right wings. That did not want to come out. So this is the bee's body. Actually, that would be the bottom. No, actually that is the top. So that would be the top of the bee. And this is the bottom of the bee. So that is where I am on that. Uh-oh, I think I just got those out of order. No, I didn't get them in order. I only thought I did, or did get out of order. They're still just, they are still good. Now, then I worked on this pattern, which is called Blocky Block. Here's a look at it. Now, these are kits of fabrics that you buy over at Polar Fabrics in Indiana. They have 5 1-yard cuts of fabric in them. They're in bundles. You pick which bundle you want, and then you pick a pattern. This is the pattern I picked for it. It is called Blocky Block. And here is where I am on this quilt. I literally just have to sew the top and bottom border, and I'm done. So this is almost completely done. See, I got those pins on, so I just have to sew that top and bottom. I sewed the side border on this week, is what I did. Just got the top and the bottom, and then we'll be done. And I've got the binding over there pinned together, so I have to sew the binding all together, or sew the binding into one big long strip here. And that's where I am on that. Now let me move on to cross stitch, because I finished stitching all of the 9-patch series. So now I just have to finish putting them all into the pillows. Give me just a second. So this is the December 9-patch. Now last week I had shown I'd started on 1, so I finished 1. Now these are all from Primrose Cottage. And I finished 2. One's for me, one's to give away. So I also finished stitching, well, stuffing and then stitching the end to my July and my August pillows. So those are what those are looking like. So here's a look at my bowl so far. Have September, October, November, and December to put in there, as I pushed it forward a little bit too much so they fell out. But there we go. That's what they're all looking like in there. So, last week, I had announced the winner for this, and nobody claimed it. So, I opened up this giveaway for the June. So my June winner, since nobody claimed my May, I'm going to send both of these to you. So my winner for this June little pillow is Vicki Elkins 1242. VICKIEELKINS 1242. So Vicki Elkins, I just need you to send me an email to sewjoquilts@gmail.com. My email is also always in the description box of all my videos. You just need to send me your address and I will send this to you. I will send both of them to you. So I think that's what I'm going to do. If I have a winner that doesn't claim it, then I'll just send it to my next winner until these are gone. All right. So Vicki, please send me an email so I know where to send these to you. Once again, that was Vicki Elkins 1242. So, I finished these 2 this week. So I'm going to give away the July now because I'm going in order. So if you're interested in winning this July 9-patch series pillow, which you could also use as a pin cushion. I don't use pin cushions, but you could use it as a pin cushion. In order to enter, I'm just going to say stars. Down in the comments below, I just want you to type the word stars and you'll be entered. And then I will announce the winner next week on my next weekly update, which will be weekly update 84. You then have a week to contact me. And then if you don't contact me, I'll we'll have to just put it on to the next week. So you have 1 week before I put up my weekly update. Okay, now in order to enter this contest or giveaway, you do have to be over the age of 18, because I will be asking for a shipping address, and it is for U.S. citizens only, just because I can't afford to ship things, and I really don't know how to ship things overseas. So that's where we are. Just stars, STARS, in the comments down below. Okay, now since I finished my 9 patch, I started working on some other cross stitch. There it is. So I pulled out this Winter in the Round. Now it also has this little star or snowflake on the back. So I stitched the snowflake. There's the snowflake. What I'm going to do with this, I don't know, but it's stitched. And I didn't get very far on this. I put 1 length of thread in there, and that's where I am on Winter in the Round. So that is what I stitched this week. Now for crochet. I finished my daughter's blanket. Now this is a free tutorial over on Bag O' Day Crochet's YouTube channel, and this is called Sweet Illusions. And I used Colorama Halo yarn. I think it was Lavender Frost. But it is all done. It is folded over in half. So my daughter was asking about her blanket, and I told her she could have it as soon as I showed it on my weekly update. So now I can give it to my daughter. And it's just that ombre from a darker purple down to a white. So I finished that. So since I finished that, I had to find another project, which isn't hard to find. As those of you who've been watching my Rediscovering My Stash knows, I am kind of make a lot of kits for my fabric and quilts. I also do the same thing for crochet and my cross stitch. So I have bags or kits in certain areas. So when I finish something, I just pull the next one in the series. And it's the same thing for this crochet. So this is what I am. I'm making this shawl. Now, hold on. I gotta find the yarn that's out. Now this is also a free tutorial from Bag O' Day Crochet's YouTube channel, and I believe this is called the 3D reversible shawl. And I am making this shawl oversized because, well, I'm a big girl and I need a big shawl. Now it is very interesting to me because, as the name size with the 3D, those are 3Ds. I don't know if I can turn it. You can see how it's kind of 3-dimensional there. With the back post double crochets you have to do. So the yarn I've been using is Big Twist Reverb. I know this is from Joann's. It's 311 yards. It's a number 4 weight, and it is 100% acrylic. But I am using 4 balls of this. I am on my third cake right now, and this is where I am with what's left of my third. And then I'm going to add this 4th one. So it is going to be oversized, and that's okay. I want it oversized because I need it to go around me. I'm a big girl. I need it to cover me. I know a lot of people like more like shawlette type things. They wear them like scarves. I don't do that. But so that's where I worked at on crochet and my diamond painting. Let me show you that. So here is a picture of my diamond painting, 4th of July. And here is where I am. I'm really liking this. And it's actually coming together quite quickly for some reason. But that's where I am. Now, I had said last week that that is a couple years old because I had managed to buy a bunch of diamond paintings when I first started diamond painting. So that is a couple years old. It does come from a company called Craftably. However, I looked on the internet and that company is no longer in business. But I still have diamond paintings to do from them. Okay, so that is everything that I have worked on and completed throughout the week. So I just need Vicki Elkins 1242 to email me please at sewjoquilts@gmail.com. That will be put in the description box down below if you need to see that. All right, till next time. Bye.